Republican presidential candidate Carly Fiorina is getting a surge of support in Iowa. The former Hewlett-Packard chief executive may not be considered a GOP frontrunner, but voters are responding to her speeches this month in the American heartland, where she often takes jabs at Hillary Clinton. Susan Furicchio is the chief congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. The New York Times says after these Lincoln Day speeches and dinner in Iowa earlier this month, Republican Party activists were given the chance to meet the 11 potential presidential candidates individually, and the longest line was not for Jeb Bush, it was for Carly Fiorina. How significant is that?
Well, she's generating real buzz in Iowa. Iowa is really critically important for a candidate like Carly Fiorina because she's pretty low in the polls. She's getting 1% here, 2% there. It's barely enough to really register, and it may keep her out of the debates where she might have an opportunity to launch herself into a higher tier. So Iowa is very important. If she can secure a top 3 placement or even win Iowa, that could launch her really into political stardom from relative obscurity right now. Not a lot of people know who she is. She's never been elected to political office. She's been a top executive, but, you know, she's still only down there really at the bottom of the polls. So for her to be able to generate some buzz in Iowa and to do what she's doing now, which is spend a lot of time in the state, meeting people, shaking hands, and letting people get to know her, that really is a smart strategy because the early states are real opportunities for these underdog candidates.
Yeah. So Donald Trump, who, by the way, says his line was as long as Fiorina's, also says that her career at Hewlett-Packard went up in flames. What about that?
Well, that's one of the many weaknesses of her candidacy. Not only has she never been elected to political office, but she was fired or let go from Hewlett-Packard, and that will haunt her. She'll have to defend that. She already has been defending her departure. But it's going to be a big question about her tenure, because this is where she promotes herself as a leader, her time at Hewlett-Packard. Well, if she was doing such a great job, why did she have to leave? And she's going to have to answer those questions.
Yeah.
But I think, that's one area where, she's going to have to, give some really definite answers to voters.
If Hillary Clinton is the Democratic candidate, how helpful would it be for Republicans to have a female candidate?
Well, I think part of the excitement about Carly Fiorina as a candidate right now is the fact that she really is uniquely able to neutralize Secretary Clinton's ability to use gender as a political advantage. Already, Hillary Clinton is campaigning as someone who's a president for women, for women's issues. She's put that at the top of her list. There's been a lot of people out there saying, hey, these male Republican candidates better watch it. They'll come across as sexist if they criticize her too much. Carly Fiorina does not have to worry about that. She's already campaigning against Hillary Clinton, already, questioning Secretary Clinton's leadership skills, her trustworthiness. These are all really important areas of attack for anyone who wants to go after this Democratic candidate who's got basically a 60-point lead in her own caucus.
All right, we'll see what happens. Susan Furicchio, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.